I became an astronaut in 1998, and I became one because I wanted a job that I could use both my brain and my body, for. And I wanted some adventure in there too. So that's why I like this job very much. It's a physical job. You have to work out. You have to do things that are physical, but at the same time, you have to use your brain to accomplish your task.
Hi, my name is Carter Stokes from Boyette Junior High School, and this question is for Reid. What is it like working in zero gravity?
Well, I would say working in zero gravity, first of all, is extremely difficult because everything floats around. But then once you get over the fact that it's very tough, as you can see here with Commander Swanson, it's absolutely it's the best jungle gym. It's the most fun place you could ever work in your life. When you just lift your feet up and just float around, it's really quite fantastic.
Hi, my name is Ethan Henley from Pearl River Central Middle School, and this question is for Steve. Being in zero gravity, do your muscles ever get tired?
That's a good question. Our muscles mostly get tired from working out. We have a machine up here that's like lifting weights, and we use that every day to make sure our muscles stay strong. And so that's when my muscles mostly get tired. There are some days when your hands will get tired if you're working a lot with a wrench or something like that, but mostly just from the machine for working out.
Hi, my name is Marco Gomez from Nicholson Elementary School, and this question is for Reid. What is the biggest challenge you ever faced since being on the ISS?
Well, we'd like to joke around that it's working with each other that's our biggest challenge since arriving. But for me personally, it is just working without gravity. I've said it a couple times, but just little tiny parts. If you put your pencil down for just a second, then it's floating away, and you turn over this way and come back, and now the microphone's gone, and just getting your mind to work without gravity is much more difficult than I expected. But I'm getting there, and I'm almost. I haven't lost a tool in a couple weeks, which is great.
Hi, my name is Lena Parks from South Hancock Elementary School, and this question is for Steve. Do astronauts have daily chores aboard the space station, such as cleaning the windows, doing laundry, or working in the spacesuit?
Yeah, we do have chores. We mostly do them on a weekly basis for cleaning. So every weekend, Saturday morning is our cleaning time. We come up here and we each have a couple modules we have to clean, and we'll vacuum it, we wipe it down, try to make it all nice and pretty. We do that. We also have other chores that we have to do on station, like getting the food out from our storage area and put into areas where we can use it. There's just many other tasks like that that we do on a regular basis, just like your chores you do at home.
Hi, my name is Emerson Geary from Long Beach Middle School, and this question is for Reid. How long does it take you to complete your mission and return to Earth?
That's a good question. So my mission is just a little under 6 months. It'll end up being about 166 days. But our mission up here is ongoing, and we've been up here for just over 5,000 days. We've had people on the International Space Station, and long after I leave, this vehicle will be up here orbiting the Earth with new crews continuing our research. So the mission continues.
Hi, I'm Lena Robinson from Boyette Junior High School, and this question is for Steve. How long does it take to get dressed to go outside?
That's a good question. To get the suit on and get yourself ready is quite a long process. The suit itself, it only takes maybe an hour and a half to actually get on. However, the process to go outside the door is much longer because we have to get rid of the nitrogen in our bodies before we can go out into space. And so that takes about 3 or 4 hours to add that into it too. So it's a long time. By the time you get that suit on, all ready to go and get your nitrogen out of your body, it's about 4 or 5 hours. And it's already a good part of your day has already been by the time you get out the door.
Hi, my name is Samantha Oshon from Pearl Central Middle School, and this question is for Reid. How do you communicate with Earth while you're anywhere in orbit?
So communication with Earth is it's actually very, very good from up here. I have email, so I can send and receive emails, which is in today's world pretty commonplace. But I also once every weekend on Sunday I get to do a video chat with my family, which is great. I have 2 little kids, and my wife and my kids gather around, and we do a video chat actually on the computer right behind me here, and that is fantastic to get to see them every week. Just really it warms my heart.
Hi, my name is Abby Herrera from Nicholson Elementary School, and this question is for Steve. You are participating in a body measurement experiment. How has your body changed?
Yes, body measures. That's a good question. Well, for me, my spine grew a little bit, about an inch or so, maybe an inch and a half. And the other thing that's interesting I found out is the size, like of your calf and your thigh, decreased a little bit. And I think that's mostly due to the fluid shift. We have like blood and other fluids in our body kind of shifts up because we don't have gravity pulling them down anymore. And then on Earth, they kind of pool in your legs. And when you walk, they actually kind of help circulate. But up here, they don't have to pool in your legs. They kind of all float up. And we don't have that any longer in our legs. And hence our legs are a little bit smaller than they are on Earth.
Hi, my name is Devin Sampson from South Hancock Elementary School, and this is a question for our Reid. We can see a space station very clearly with the telescope sometimes. Can astronauts see the Superdome or football fields as clearly with a telescope looking back at us?
So that's a great question. I actually just took a picture of the Superdome this morning, and I put it online. So if you can do a good search, you'll be able to find it. We flew right over, and it was a really nice, looked like a really nice morning, very clear. We also, though, so yeah, we can see cities through a pretty good zoom lens. But we also, in the U.S. lab, we have a big telescope, and it looks straight down, and it's ground commanded, and it's taking pictures all the time. And through that telescope, the resolution on Earth is absolutely fantastic.
Hi, my name is Nicole Cox from Long Beach Middle School, and this question is for Steve. What do you do when the ISS breaks down?
Well, that's a good question. We of course want to fix that when the ISS breaks, and it becomes a whole team. There's people on the ground that are experts on each one of these systems on board up here, and they get together and they come up with a plan on how to fix it. And so when they get to come up with this plan, then we will execute it on board here. We will do whatever they ask us to do. It could be change out the part. It could be go into the part and replace it. It could be all sorts of different things, but we just fix it just like we would any other thing.
Hi, my name is Maria Robinson from Boyer Junior High School, and this question is for Reid. Does the space station get hit by a lot of space debris?
All right, so there is a chance that my mom up in Maryland is watching this. So I really should say, no, absolutely not. It would never happen. But the truth is, actually, we get hit all the time, and it's always by very, very, very tiny particles that we can't even see. And but we actually had a window get hit the other day, and we noticed that, but it just made a little tiny, just like a little rock hitting a car window. So it does happen, and there's little marks all over the space station if you look really, really close. But so far, it's just been tiny particles, and absolutely no threat to us, Mom.
Hi, my name is Keegan Trash from Pearl Central Middle School, and this question is for Steve. What is the most beautiful thing you have seen in space?
Oh, the most beautiful thing. That's a tough one. Of course, it's Earth, looking back at Earth, in my opinion. And then what's the most beautiful thing about looking back at Earth? There's so many things, but probably I like a sunset, and with a little bit of aurora mixed in like that, I think it can't get any better than that.
Hi, my name is Katie
Henswick from Nicholson Elementary School, and this question is for Reid. What were you afraid of the first time you went to space?
I already said my mom might be watching this, but the first thing that I was ever scared of was just after we got into orbit in our space capsule. One of my crewmates saw that our pressure inside the capsule was falling very, very quickly. And I got to tell you, my heart started going crazy, and I thought our atmosphere was depleting inside of our spacecraft. But in reality, all it was the sun was coming up, and it was warming up, and it was warming our spaceship up, and it was changing the pressure inside, and that was all that was causing it. So after about a minute, it stabilized out, and it was smooth sailing from then on. So sure, from time to time, we get scared, but for the most part, we have great training, and that's what we fall back on, and everything has worked out.
Hi, my name is Anna Parks from South Hancock Elementary School, and this question is for Steve. What was or is your favorite science experiment on the space station?
There are lots of good science experiments up here, but I think my favorite is spheres. And I have one right here. And the idea, I like this so much. One, I like it because we can control it and it moves around station. It's got little jets that can fly around station, which I think is really cool. And the other part about it is we did an experiment where the students, just like you guys, got to program the software to control this, and there was a competition and see who could do that the best. And we got to work on that, and I really enjoyed that. I thought that was fantastic.
Hi, my name is Sydney Traylor from Long Beach Middle School, and this question is for Reid. What does space look like?
Yeah.
That's an easy one. It depends. If the sun has just gone down, the stars just start to come out, and really nighttime is amazing. So you can see just thousands of stars. They don't twinkle like they do on Earth. They are just tiny pinpricks of light all over. It doesn't even look real. But then when the sun comes up, that's kind of my favorite because space is completely black. And then you see the blue of the Earth and the curve of the atmosphere out there, and it's absolutely spectacular up against that blackness of space.
Hi, my name is Carter Stokes from Boyette Junior High School, and this question is for Steve. How long do you have to be in space before you start to suffer from calcium depletion?
That's a good question. I really don't know the exact answer on that. I know we did a shuttle mission, which was, I did 2 of those, and both were about 2 weeks long. And I don't think I suffered much calcium depletion at that time, so I have to guess it was longer than that. However, while we're up here, when I say we work out, and that really helps our bones from losing calcium or any kind of structure or mass up here. And so I'm hoping we don't really have much of that going on, but I really don't know the exact detail of when that would occur if we weren't working out.
Hi, my name is Alex Musgrove from Provo Central Middle School, and this question is for Reid. Is how and what you eat different in space?
Yeah, I guess.
So basically, our space food, I have a little here with me. In the end product is it's a lot like what you eat on Earth, but when it starts, it's not at all. So I have in my hand dehydrated green beans with mushrooms. I'll pass those on to Steve. This is a shelf-stabilized bag of minestrone soup, which feels very squishy, but in the end is actually quite delicious. And then one of the crew favorites here, I have a canned omelet with chicken. And so this is breakfast and dinner right here in this can, and this is made in Russia, but it's very delicious. So our food is a lot like what you eat on the ground. The difference is we have to keep it for a long time. This soup was probably made 4 or 5 years ago, I'm guessing, but it's still absolutely fresh once we open that package. So pretty good technology for us up here.
Hi, my name is Stephen Johnson from Nicholson Elementary School, and this question is for Steve. Of all the experiments currently on the ISS, which do you feel will have the most impact to life on Earth?
That is a difficult question. Wow. I mean, there are many good scientific experiments up here, but I guess for me, I think the alpha magnetic spectrometer could have the most impact on life on Earth. And I just think that because it's trying to understand the basic concepts of what the universe is. And I think we don't know that really yet. And so if we can use that to help us understand that, and then it will actually progress down into all the things we do, as physics always does. And so for me, that is probably the most important thing we could actually gain out of this whole thing.
Hi, my name is Devin Sampson from South Hancock Elementary School, and this question is for Reid. How do you measure and monitor your weight in space, since health and exercise are very important to very long stays in space?
So basically, to measure our weight, since we're floating around up here, we can't just step on a scale. So we have to measure our mass. And there's really two systems that we have up here that do that. And one is just a simple spring. And you get on this spring with a seat on it, and it actually just bounces you up and down. And then a computer measures your mass from that. And it's pretty accurate. So I've been amazed. Every time I go on there, my mass is almost identical. And then we also have a slightly newer system, which just uses a known force to pull your body in, and the resistance that it gets off of that is in turn your mass, using acceleration. So those are the two systems, and they're actually both very fun to ride, and we do it about once a month on each system, so twice a month in total. And how important is all of our health for being up here, extremely important, especially for bone loss. We got to work out all the time. We got to maintain our weight. If the doctors look at our weight all the time, and if it starts to go down, they're yelling at you real quick to eat more to make sure you're not losing muscle, not losing bone density. So absolutely critical for us to know our mass and to keep our health in check up here.
Well, Steve and Reid, thank you so much for spending the time today with these students. It's made a huge impact on them. Kids, put your hands together for Steve and Reid.
Station, this is Houston ACR. Thank you. That concludes the event.
Thank you, Infinity Science Center. Station, we are now resuming operational audio communications.